Hi, everybody. It's Jen. I'm so happy that you're here. I'm coming to you from my personal yoga studio at home and just trying to figure out the ins and outs of this live streaming. So please go ahead and get yourself set up and we will get started in about 5 minutes. I'm just going to make some adjustments for the camera angle. I wish I could see your beautiful faces. I can't tell you how much I miss all of you who come to the studio regularly and those that I see in one-on-one privates. This has been a tough time for all of us, and I'm just so happy that I can offer a couple of free sessions here. I'm going to be doing more weekly online classes coming real soon, so stay tuned for that. For now, I've got a few short and sweet practices on this YouTube channel. My intention there is to offer practices that you can turn to, little practices that you can turn to often. So little and often is my mantra here through this time of pandemic. And if you've got any suggestions or things that you want to see, things that we've done in class before, or maybe something else you want to try, let me know and I'd be happy to create a video around that. So as you're getting settled, you can set your mat up. Again, like I said, this is my first time doing this, so please bear with me if camera angle's a little bit off, but hopefully this will work out well. This is, first of all, I'm Jen, and I'm from Resilience Yoga Therapy. I'm a yoga therapist and longtime yoga teacher. So this particular practice is going to be a gentle practice meant to just kind of unwind the week and help us get both body, mind, and heart ready for the weekend. So this will be about a 60-minute practice. Please make sure that you modify the movement practice as you need to for your body, your mind, your heart, and I will offer lots of modifications as we go. So I would invite you to maybe have a blanket for this practice. We're going to start lying down in Shavasana pose, corpse pose. And for this pose, it's kind of nice to just have a blanket underneath your torso, underneath your head. You can take a little extra height under your head if needed, but just a little bit of cushion. Come on into Shavasana pose, corpse pose. A little bit of space between your legs, space between your arms and the body. Let the feet fall out to the sides. And make any wiggles or adjustments that you need to find as much length as possible in the spine and to find comfort and ease in the body. So keep your eyes open momentarily and just begin by bringing your awareness to the breath. Become aware of the body breathing. Become aware of your surroundings, using your senses here, the eyes, the ears, the nose, the mouth. And feel the support beneath you. Feel your body completely supported here by the floor. And now you can let the eyes close. Feel yourself arriving. Can you let go even a little bit more here? Softening, releasing. How are you doing as we arrive here today for practice? What do you notice about the physical body? Just sensing the physical body here. Noting sensations of fullness, temperature. Maybe softening a little bit more. Move your awareness to the mind and check in. How's your mind as we arrive here? Is there a sense of clarity? A sense of crowdedness? Focus or ease? Just observing what you notice about the mind right now. No need to change anything. No need to wish it away. Just observe what's here. Say yes to what's here now. Beautiful. Let your mind move now to the heart center. Feel your breath moving in the chest. How's your heart as we arrive? Are there feelings or emotions present? Again, just welcoming those feelings, welcoming the emotions, whatever's here, not trying to change anything, just observing it. And taking a overall temperature of your current state of being here. Just noticing. I'm going to take a full breath in now. Nice big long exhalation. And do that again. Big breath in. Nice long exhalation. Keeping the eyes closed, bring your hands to cover the heart. So one hand on top of the heart, the other hand on top of that, and let the thumbs join. So you're coming into Garuda Mudra, Eagle's Mudra, fingers spread wide, kind of touching the maybe the very outside or the inside part of your arms. And notice, what is your heart longing for right now? Maybe to get outside, take a long drive. Really, what is your desire right now? Meet with friends. Whatever it is, visualize that desire that as if has already come true. So maybe it's a visualization, maybe it's a phrase or a word, and reaffirm it to yourself a few times here. Reaffirm your intention, your heart's longing. Beautiful. And you can start to just wiggle your fingers, tap your fingers on your chest. Just kind of listen to the sound there and feel the little tapping sensations, the loving tapping sensations, like your eagle's wings flapping here. All right, and then you can start to open your eyes, let your arms rest alongside the body, and just begin with some gentle movements of the head. So slightly moving the head a little bit to the right and a little bit to the left, really tiny movements here, releasing any tension in the base of the skull. Good. All right, you can let the head come back to center, and let's bring the right knee into the chest. So we'll come into Pavanmuktasana, the wind releasing pose on the right side. Bring that right knee in. And just see what it feels like there as you bend at the hip, bend at the knee. See how it feels. You can hold on to the shin. You can hold on behind the thigh. And the left leg can stay nice and long. Maybe rotate the ankle one direction and then the other. And then let's straighten the right leg up toward the sky, holding on behind the thigh. And your knees can be relatively straight. So maybe if you need to move the leg away from you to make it comfortably straight, that would be better than trying to strain it all. Reach the heel up and the toes down. And as you're holding on behind the thigh, gently press the back of the thigh into your hands. So just a little bit of counter tension here. Begin to reach a little bit more through your left foot. Beautiful. All right, let's take a breath in here. And then as you exhale, release your hold on the back of that leg. Let the leg come straight down. And we're just going to do some cycling movements here. As you bend the knee, drag the heel along the floor, bring it toward your chest, and then straighten it. And again, let it come all the way down to the floor, bend it, bring it toward your chest, straighten it up toward the ceiling. And you can keep the left leg long here, or you can bend it, place the foot on the floor, whatever would feel more stable for your spine. Just getting some movement in the hip and the knee. And let's go in the opposite direction now. So just change directions. So you're bending, then drawing the ankle away from you or the heel away from you, and then lifting. Let this be your exhale as you lift the leg up. And you should start to feel some heat, some activity in that hip, in the knee. Let's do one more. Good. Give that knee a hug. And then let the leg go long. Just kind of stretch it there or let it rest there. Take your right arm up to the sky and reach the right arm and the right leg, kind of not to the sky, up behind you. And just reach the fingertips in opposite direction from the toes. Just get a nice stretch on that whole right side. Good. Let that relax. And let's bring the left knee in toward the chest now. Pavanmuktasana, maybe rolling the ankle, just kind of checking out, seeing how things are feeling here in the hip, the knee, the back. Okay, then let's straighten that left leg. Hold on behind the thigh. Adjust as you need to so it's not too much of a strain. Reach the heel up and the toes down. And just a gentle extension of the back of the thigh into your hands as your hands pull a little gently toward your head. Actively reach through the right foot or bend that knee, put the foot on the floor. And you should feel some nice length coming into the back of that left leg. Keep breathing. Beautiful. Last breath here, in and all the way out. Good. Release behind the leg, bend the knee, and then place the foot on the floor, drag the heel, push the heel away from you, and up, and bend. I think we're going opposite than we did the first time, which is fine. We're going to go in both directions. Exhale, lift the leg up, keep going. Arms can be at your sides or in a T if that gives you a little bit more stability here. Just feel what's happening in the left hip, the left knee as we cycle through. One more in this direction and then we'll change. So next time the leg is up, let it come straight down. Bend at the knee, draw the heel toward you. Bring the knee to the chest, straighten. Keep going. Let's do two more. Again, feel the heat that you're generating here. Generating that internal heat. Good. Let that leg go long. Let it rest there. Bring the left arm up overhead. Reach the left fingertips and the left toes in opposite direction away from you. Breathe into that left side. Okay, good. And then let's bring both knees to the chest for Panasana. You can roll side to side if you'd like. And then we're going to roll onto one side and make our way into tabletop position, hands and knees position. If you've got a blanket on your mat, it might be helpful to keep it there. Place it under your knees for a little extra cushion. We're going to start again with wrists below shoulders, knees below hips in tabletop position. Maybe begin just with some gentle hip movement, side to side, back and forth, make some circles. And then we're going to take this into some cat-cow movements. So we'll start by taking a nice breath in from neutral here. To find neutral, take a breath in, and then as you exhale, drop the tail, drop the head, lift the back of your heart, lift your belly, and push the hands away. Let your inhale bring the tail and the heart in the opposite direction. This is your cow, and then your cat. And just continue moving through the two shapes. Let your breath guide the movement. Feel the nice extension and flexion in the spine. So feel kind of that movement in the spine. Keep your toes rooted. And feel what's happening here in the pelvis. Feel how the tail is moving down and then tipping up. Dropping the pelvis forward and then moving the pelvis back on the cow or in the cat. Let's do one more. Good. Come to neutral and step your right foot forward. I'm going to come into a lunge series, a low lunge series here. If you've got blocks at home, great. You can have your blocks ready at the sides. If not, it's no big deal. Trying to design these sessions without blocks because not everyone has props at home. Excuse me. So we're just going to start with some movement here. Again, leveraging some of the heat that we've already started to build up in the hip flexors. Take a look down. Make sure your knee's traveling right over the middle of your foot. Just kind of going in and out, inhaling and exhaling. Some gentle movements. Okay, and let's find a place to stay now. So find a place to stay in your low lunge. You can have your back toes untucked like I do here, or you can curl them under. Either way, doesn't matter. And then hand on the thigh, but no weight on the thigh. Lift your ribs up off the thigh. So just get really tall here. And then staying here, let's take that left arm up, reach up, and feel the whole left side of the body getting long. Let your tail sink down, reach the tail down and the fingertips up so that you're extending them away from each other. And breathe into that left side, just getting some nice opening there. Perfect. Good. Last breath here. And then on your exhale, let that arm come down. You can place the hand on the floor, bring the right arm forward, and take a nice little twist here. Just really simple. If this is too much on your shoulder, you can bring that hand to the hip. No worries. Just feel that nice movement in the spine. Good, last breath here. And then as you exhale, bring that hand down. Let's rock the hips back and lift the toes. So fingertips can come down to the floor if that's accessible for you. If not, you can come up a little higher. You might have to adjust your stance a little bit. And just a slight bend at the hips. So again, find a little bit more stability if you need to with that back foot. And we should feel a nice stretch in the back of that front leg. Modified pyramid pose here. Okay, good. Let's put the foot back on the floor, move the hips forward, and wiggle that foot back. Let's try a couple cat-cows. And then sit back into a gentle child's pose, make the knees a little bit wider, big toes touch. We're just gonna take a break before we go to the other side. If you do not have a block available, just stack your fists and let your head rest on your top fist. Keep your neck nice and long, maybe move the head a little bit side to side. So while you're here in this shape, feel the hips sinking down toward the heels. And notice the touch of your belly on the thighs. Notice if one hip feels a little softer, a little bit deeper fold in the hip crease. And let's just take 2 more breaths here, expanding the breath in the rib cage side to side, expanding the breath upward in the upper back. Okay, good. We're getting some heat in the hips. Let's come forward and back into lunge on the left side. So I don't know about you, but I've been sitting on conference calls, web calls like all week. So I really kind of designed this practice to keep us grounded and also to help open up the hips, the legs, and get some movement in the spine. So we'll just start like we did on the other side, real simple, moving forward and back. Keep your toes grounded. Adjust as you need to. This side might be a completely different experience. Okay, and then let's find a place to stay. So find your low lunge, tailbone moving straight down, ribs lifting off the front thigh. So you should feel kind of like you could stay here for a bit. So there's some tension, but not too much. If it's feeling too much, then just kind of back off, move the hips back a little bit. Otherwise, tailbone straight down, and then let that right arm lift up and feel that whole side getting nice and long, breathing into that right side. You should feel it from where the thigh attaches to the knee all the way up to the pinky finger. Good, 1 more breath here. Good. On your next exhale, let that hand come down to the floor and then bring the left arm forward and around for a nice twist here. Let it be light and easy. Again, you can keep the shoulder on the hip if you like. Just a nice twist in the upper spine. Last breath here. And then as you exhale, unwind. And we're going to move the hips back, coming into that modified pyramid pose or half Hanumanasana, half splits. Didn't think you'd be doing the half splits today, huh? Pull the toes up, breathe into this here. Try to keep your shoulders from rounding too much. I need my arms to be about 3 or 4 inches longer here. Okay, last breath here. And then walk forward And again, another just simple round cat-cow, kind of neutralize the spine here. Maybe 2 rounds. Inhaling and exhaling. And then let's come into child's pose again, just for comparison. So again, you're going to bring the hips down toward the heels, support your head. We're not necessarily doing an extended child's pose here. The emphasis is on the hips, getting some heat there. So see what you notice about the breath. See what you notice about softness in the hips, the depth of the hip creases, maybe even some shift in the tops of the feet, perhaps some tingling in the spine. Okay, last breath here. All right, let's walk the hands back and curl your toes under. If you've got a blanket like I do, just give it a fold and move it off to the side. We're gonna come into a nice forward fold here, really simple. Have your feet be about sit bones distance apart. Let me come here and show you from the front. Have your feet be about sit bone distance apart. Bend your knees a lot and pour your upper body over your legs. So let the bend come in the hip crease. Similarly to what we just had in that child's pose. Let the hip crease be deep. Feel your tail moving up toward the sky and let your head be heavy, hanging down toward the floor. Breathe here, just a couple more breaths, shifting a bit more weight into your toes. Awesome. All right, let's bring one hand on the thigh, then the other hand on the thigh. Bend your knees and let your bottom drop, and then start to stand up. So use the strength of your legs, unhinge from the hips, stand up nice and tall to mountain pose. So here's where my head's getting cut off. There we go. So let's just come into this mountain pose, see how things are feeling. Rise up onto your toes a couple of times and then back down. So we've already, like I said, generated a lot of heat here in the hips. I'm going to get a little bit more movement going here in just a moment. Okay, so let's feel this mountain pose, this Tadasana pose. Bring the shoulders up toward your ears, give them a squeeze and let them drop down. And feel your feet on the ground. So all the toes. And bring your awareness to the center of the soles of the feet and feel the energy gathering there, like the center of both feet. And as you do so, you might feel the arches of the feet lifting. You might feel the legs turning on, almost as if you're drawing the earth's grounding energy up through the middle of your feet. And feel that energy lifting again, strong into the legs. Keep that. And then lengthen from the pelvis, lengthen the spine up toward the ceiling. Let your eyes be soft, chin parallel to the floor, eyes at the horizon. And just notice how you're doing. Good. Okay, we're gonna get a little bit more heat. Let's shake that off. We're gonna get a little bit more heat in the hips now, again, just to kind of loosen things up. So if you could, it might help to face your mat the long way, like I am right now, so that your mat is in landscape mode. I'm just gonna do some simple sumo type squats side to side. So it's gonna look like this. You're gonna start kind of a little off center of your mat. And let's step the left foot over to the side, then bend the knees and sit back for a squat. Come back up. Bring that foot back, and then go the other direction. So actually it would be better if you were in the middle. Step the right leg over, bend, move your bottom back, come up, forward, together, okay? So here's your inhale, and exhale, push down, stand up. Good. Inhale, exhale. Let's just do a couple more. So the sumo squat, your butt is going way back. Send it back behind you. Take your time. I want you to feel both feet on the ground here. Feel the strength of your legs, the strength in both hips. Let's do one more set here. Keep your eyes at the horizon. Don't let your eyes drop down or your head fall. Keep your head lifted. Good. And then come back. Should feel a little bit more heat. Okay. Let's take a wide stance again now. Just a nice wide-legged stance here. Both toes pointing straight forward. So make sure you're not turning them in or out. Okay, both toes pointing straight forward. Keep your knees soft. We're going to do just a little bit of fluid movement here. This one is fun. I was playing with this one a couple of weeks ago in the beginner's class, so some of you might remember this. Let's start by standing in starfish. So your arms are going to be up just wide. You can't see the tops of my hands, but your arms are in just a high V. And just feel this energy here. Feel the energy coming from the feet, again, making its way all the way up your body and out the arms and the fingertips. Okay? So let's take a breath in here. And then as you exhale, you're going to come on over to the right side, sweep around, bend the left knee, and then come up and over. This is our movement. So it's going to be an inhale, sweep around, and an exhale as you come up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Good. Let's go the other direction. Ready? So really bend those knees. Get deep, get low. Don't worry about touching the ground here. This is just kind of more of a fun kind of stirring of the energy and again, creating some heat in the hips and the legs. Let's do one more little swirl here. Come back to the starfish. Good, bring hands to the hips. And then let's come back to mountain pose. Just heel toe your feet together. I want you to tune in here, close eyes if that's accessible to you, and just feel your energy body. Feel that energy that we just stirred up. Feel the maybe little pulses in the legs, the hips, the fingertips, the palms of the hands, and up the arms. Maybe some vibration in the tip of the chin, tip of the nose, tops of the cheeks. Just feel that vibration, that energy that you've created. And sense it bigger than the physical body here. Good. Bring your awareness to the soles of the feet. Take a big breath in. Imagine the breath moving from the soles of the feet to the top of the head. And exhale, breath circles back down the body and out the feet. Try one more breath like that. Inhaling from the soles of the feet. Visualize the breath moving from feet to crown. And exhale, breath moves crown to feet. Okay, staying grounded. We're going to come into some warrior postures now so you can face the front of your mat again. And we're going to start by stepping the right foot back. So step your right foot back and bend your front knee. Come on into a warrior one. You can have a little bit of a baby stance here. It doesn't have to be a big stance. And let's bring the arms up in traditional warrior one. Okay. And then let's bring the arms into like a sort of like a W shape. So you're going to bring the elbows down close to your ribs and squeeze there. Okay, so stay here, take a breath in. And then as you exhale, straighten the front leg, let the arms come up. So inhale, bend and squeeze the elbows. Exhale, straighten arms and leg and keep going here. I want you to really feel that back foot anchoring you. Keep your rib cage moving away from the front thighs. So if you find yourself bending forward, and come up a little bit. Let's do one more. Really squeeze. Really squeeze. Good. All right, let's bring the arms into eagle's shape. So you're going to take the left arm underneath the right. You can bring the back of the hands together. You can bring the palms together. You can hold on to opposite elbow. Either one is fine. Okay, you can straighten that front leg. We're just going to stay here, kind of get a little bit of stretch for the shoulders. Lift the elbows up. And maybe you might want to take a little fold here. Maybe this is optional. You can take a fold with either the leg straight or the knee bent, kind of a humble warrior variation. If you take this one with the knee bent, let your upper back come up behind you, round. Okay, we're going to come out, inhale, come on up. Let those arms loosen, relax, and step forward. 2 breaths here. Okay, warrior one on the other side. Same thing here. Let's start with the elbows bent this time. I want you to feel the elbows coming in toward the rib cage. Feel the collarbones getting nice and broad here. This is your inhale. And then exhale, leg straightens, arms straighten. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, keeping it simple. Just keeping it simple here. One more. Okay, so let's come into the eagle's arms on the other side. So right arm underneath left. And again, you can keep the legs straight. You can just stay here and focus on the arms. Any arm variation is fine. If you want to take a little fold, make sure you're folding at the hip. Doesn't have to be a deep fold. We're not going to be here long. But if you do fold around your upper back as if you're coming into a cat posture, pull your belly up and back toward the spine. Okay, inhale, come back up. And then release those arms and step forward. Mountain pose. 2 breaths here. Okay. Balancing posture. I'm going to face you just because it'll be easier for you to see me. You can face any direction. You can come on over to a wall if you want a little bit of support from the wall. We're going to start here in a simple mountain pose. So start in mountain pose. Hands can be at your hips. Hands can be at the heart. Shift your weight into your right foot and put a soft bend into that right knee. And then let your left leg come up. Maybe the arms go out to the sides. See how this is feeling here. Okay, so you might be facing the front of your mat. And what would happen if you let that leg come out to the side? Sort of like tree pose, but foot in the air. Okay, let's bring the knee back. Bring hands to the heart. Soften that right knee again if you've locked it. And then just start to step this leg back. You can come into a lunge. You can come into a baby warrior 3 if you'd like. Maybe the toe is still on the ground. Maybe you lift it up. Maybe you find airplane. But I want you to find this balance. Again, we're taking the body intentionally out of balance. Keep your breath flowing. Keep your mind present. Lengthen the spine from tail to crown, and then land again. Good. All right, notice if you were holding your breath during that more challenging balancing posture, right? This is what we're working on, staying centered through the chaos. Move your hips a little side to side. Okay, other side. So left knee this time. Again, you can stay facing the front of your mat if it's helpful for you. Left knee is soft. Find that foot connecting to the floor. Bring the right knee up. Arms can come out maybe. And then maybe open this leg up a little bit. Just challenging your balance. And then back to center. And step this leg back. Okay, so you can ground it first if you need to. You can step back. You can stay in a projected lunge. Maybe you bring your arms overhead like this. Keep them at your heart. Or you find a little bit of a challenging balancing posture here. Just playing with it. Just playing with it. Rooting down through the standing leg to help lift that back leg up. Keeping the spine long. Gaze downward. Breathing. This is challenging. Okay, one more breath. And then land. Back to balance, right? Feel the heat. Again, feel the heat in the legs, the hips. Okay. We're going to do one more standing posture today. Let's find, first of all, if you want a sip of water, go ahead and grab a quick sip of water for this before this next one. Okay. We're going to come back to that wide-legged posture again, that wide-legged stance. And this time we're going to add in a forward fold. I'm going to show this to you from the side. Okay, so toes are pointing straight again, both toes pointing straight. You're going to put a bend in the knees to start, and then you can bring your hands at the hip creases and sort of karate chop those hip creases as you move your tail back. So you'll see I'm taking my whole spine down long in one piece. Keep your knees bent and let your hands come to the floor and let your head drop. Okay, feel both feet. And just as we did in our first forward fold, let the head be heavy and the tail be light. Maybe your hands touch the floor, maybe they don't. You can also bring your hands onto shins or ankles. And then let's just bend one knee, let the other leg straighten, and then switch. And then switch again. And switch. And one more set. Okay, coming back to center here. Keep your left hand in the center. Let your right arm come up for a nice twist. So you can be on fingertips. Let's come up for a nice twist. Again, you can put the hand on the hip. Keep reaching your head forward and tail back. Breathe here. And then exhale, unwind, go to the other side. Feel your feet. Good, last breath here. And then exhale, come down. Okay, so from here, we're gonna come down to the ground. You can walk your hands forward and bend your knees, or bring your feet a little closer together, bend your knees that way, or you can come into a squat if you want. So you can turn your toes out, drop your tail down, find a nice squat. So for those of us who are in the squat, we'll just stay here for a few breaths, bringing hands to the heart and gently pressing elbows into inner thighs and inner thighs into elbows, lifting the spine long, letting the tail drop. So this is the opposite, tails heavy, heads light in this pose. So if you're already on hands and knees, maybe you take another couple rounds of cat-cow, or maybe you come into child's pose. And we'll catch up with you in just another couple of breaths here. Last couple. Okay, to come out of this, I prefer to bring one hand behind, then the other, move my butt back, and let my knees have a little bit of space as I come down. So you can sort of shake your legs out. You can go ahead and face the front of your mat again, that's fine. You don't have to be positioned like I am. Okay, so a little more of a challenging hip movement here. If it would help you to have your hips up on a folded blanket, which for many of us it does, you can do that for this posture. Not too high, okay? A bolster would be too high for this one. We're gonna come into a Gomukhasana variation, starting with the right leg and just bending the right leg and bringing the foot over to the other side. So this full Gomukhasana here, we're gonna do half, okay? Let's do half. So again, if your knee is more like this, that's fine. Then you're gonna take more of like a modified foot hanging out there. And root down through both sit bones, sit up nice and tall. Good. Last breath. Twist towards your right. And if you want, you can uncross the leg for this and take a traditional Marichiasana. That would be fine. Just a simple twist. Last breath here. Good. And then exhale. Come back. Bring those legs out. A little bit of space between them, and then roll the thighs in and out. Roll the whole thigh bone in and out. Feet will come along. Okay, let's try that modified Gomukhasana on the other side. So the left knee bends, and you're just placing the shin bone, the ankle on top of the other leg. Again, you can bring that ankle or that heel to the floor and take it a little deeper so there's a little more connection here between the legs, or you can find more of a pigeon variation. Good, sit really tall, active through the foot. Maybe if you're feeling a lot of strain in this hip here, maybe you just kind of give it a little massage. Okay, let's come out and then we'll find just a really simple twist, modified Ardha Matsyendrasana. Sit really tall, both sit bones down. Feel your heart leading the rotation here. Good. Unwind it. And then shake those legs out again. Okay. We're going to make our way down and just do maybe one or two more poses, and then we're going to have a nice relaxation. So probably about an 8-minute relaxation, maybe longer. So make sure that you're going to be comfortable when you lie down. So go ahead and start on your back again. Just as we did in the beginning, maybe a blanket underneath the torso, maybe an extra blanket folded under your head. And let's start in Shavasana pose here, where we began, and simply observe the body. Feel the support beneath you. Feel your energy. Okay. We're going to finish with bridge pose today. Really simple bridge pose, arms alongside the body. You're going to bend the knees, bring the feet so that the ankles are right below your knees. And there's a little bit of space between your knees. Draw the shoulder blades underneath you if they're not already there. Move your head a little side to side. Make sure there's no tension in your neck. And then let's just start by lengthening the tailbone away and letting that lengthening kind of lift the tail up. Then the sacrum. Keep your toes long, both feet connected. And we're not going to a super maximum height here, so you can go to wherever it's comfortable for you. If you prefer the rolling bridge and you know that variation, you can do that. Maybe holding here, maybe clasping your hands underneath you is totally optional. You can also take the robot arms where you bend at the elbows, press the backs of the arms down into the mat, to the floor. And just breathe here. A couple breaths, glance down. Watch your chest rise and fall with the breath. Embrace any shaking here. Good. One last breath in. And then take the full exhalation to place your spine back down, one little section at a time. Bring the soles of the feet together. Let the knees go wide for Supta Baddha Konasana. Move your head side to side. Just staying here a few more breaths. Letting the knees be heavy. Tailbone long. Okay, bring both hands to the outsides of the thighs and let the arms bring the knees back toward one another. Knees to chest, give yourself a little hug. Okay. All right, find a comfortable position for relaxation. We're going to do a guided relaxation today to help strengthen your inner resource of well-being. So again, just make sure that you're comfortable, you're warm enough. If you need to add a sweater or socks, you can do that now. Find some ease. Take a couple of slow, easy breaths. Let your eyes rest. And make any final adjustments that you need to be completely comfortable. Feel the support beneath you. And can you relax even a little bit more? Finding a bit more softness, releasing any remaining tension. Letting yourself be held here by the support beneath you. Open your senses. Noticing the sounds, the touch of your body with the floor, touch of clothing. And bring your awareness to sensations in the jaw, just sensing the jaw. The mouth. Sensing both ears. Sensing the eyes, eyeballs, and the eyelids. Just letting them soften. Sensing the top of the head, the back of the head, the back of the neck, both shoulders, both arms. Sensing the hands. Feel the heaviness of the arms and hands as they relax and let go. Sensing the chest, movement of the rib cage, the abdomen. sensing the length of the spine, the upper back, and the lower back. Just sensing the hips, both legs, both feet. Sensing the heaviness of the legs and the feet as they release and let go. Sensing the entire body now, without thinking, just being with the sensation of your body. I'll bring your awareness to your inner resource. Let your inner resource arise and emerge as a felt sense of ease and well-being. If it helps to visualize a place or a person or a thing that helps you sense this inner resource, you can bring that to mind. Sensing the feelings that you associate with being secure and at ease, a felt sense of well-being. Notice where and how you feel sensations of ease and well-being in the body. Take your time. What words would you use to describe what you're sensing, this felt sense of ease? Continue experiencing your inner resource of ease and well-being, noticing the words you would use to describe how you're feeling. Noticing where and how you sense this in your body. Now allow your entire body to experience your inner resource of ease and well-being. Sensing peace throughout your body. Affirm to yourself that you can return to this inner resource, sensations of peace and ease and well-being, whenever you need to feel a bit more calm or at ease. This inner resource is always available to you, right here. Continue experiencing the felt sense of your inner resource with your entire body. And we'll rest here. Become aware once again of the body breathing. Observing how the body breathes itself. Sense the support of the floor beneath you. Notice sensations of peace and ease and well-being that are still present. Slowly begin to increase the inhalation, taking a longer breath in and out. And as you continue with this easy, longer, deeper breath, feel energy entering with the inhale, beginning to awaken the body. And you might bring a little bit of movement into toes and fingers. And affirm to yourself that this inner resource, sensations of ease and peace, sensations of well-being, are always available for you. We're going to close with pranayama practice, breath practice. You can stay in the position that you're in. If you prefer to maybe bend the knees and place the feet on the floor, that would be fine too. Bring your awareness once again to the body breathing. Slowly begin to lengthen the inhalation for a count of 5. And exhaling for a count of 8. Inhale 5. Exhale 8. Inhale for 5 counts. Let the belly expand out and up. Exhale for 8 counts. Let the belly soften, relax back down toward the spine. Continue with this practice. Let's finish with 3 more rounds of this breath. Take your time. When you've finished with the last breath, breathe normally. And let's bring hands to the heart again. You can find Garuda Mudra like we did in the beginning, the Eagle's Mudra. You're feeling a deep sense of gratitude for this time to reconnect with body, mind, and spirit. Every once in a while, pause and listen to the wind in your veins. I thank you all for being here, for showing up for my first live video. Thank you for sharing your presence. Even though I can't see you, I can feel you. And wishing you all a blessed rainy weekend. We'll make the best of it. This Practice will be recorded and will be available for you to come back to anytime. Love your feedback. Namaste, friends.